Good afternoon, YouTube. Hope you're all doing good. And I'm early again, I know, because um, I decided to come to you guys a little bit early. Now, as the title says, let's talk Arsenal. So what I'm gonna do in the stream is I'm gonna pose a couple of questions to you guys, and then I'm gonna have a little bit of a discussion, and then I'm gonna get some answers. Now, the first question I want to pose is, how long do you give Mikel Arteta to turn things around at Arsenal? Now, I've had a little think about this, and I've been thinking about this long and hard, and I think he needs at least 3 years to turn things around. Now, I know I said this yesterday. I spoke about it briefly, but yeah, I think he needs at least 3 seasons to turn things around, because he needs 2 seasons, if not maybe he needs at least 2 seasons to get us back into the Champions League, I feel. And that is factoring in that he's probably going to need at least 2 summer transfer windows to get the players that he wants in. Listen, it's already been it's already pretty obvious to see that he's not going to do much in the January windows, just by our last transfer business, and then obviously the one before that. So yeah, I think he needs at least 2 seasons to get us back to being in the Champions League, and then maybe a 3rd season to be challenging for the title. I think it's going to take at least 5 years to win the league. I said that a couple of days ago, didn't I, on a stream, that it's going to take. But I think after 3 seasons, if we're not challenging, yeah, then we've got major issues. Thanks to everybody watching live. Do smash a like and the subscribe. But yeah, so I think he needs at least. I think he needs at least 2 seasons to get in the Champions League, 3 seasons to get us challenging. Now, maybe I'm being a bit too optimistic, but that's the way I see it. Let me know what you guys think. Put it in the chats, and I'll read it out in a little while. Now, the second question that I want to pose to you guys. Now, I know it's sort of going over old ground, but what with the talk being about Aubameyang, and is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Question I want to put to you guys is, do you think we should let him go? Now, I've thought about this long and hard, and as much as I want to keep him, I would love to keep him. I really would love to keep him. But I would rather get some money for him. I would rather get some money for him. I would rather, I don't want to see him walk out the door for nothing. Now, the question I want to ask you guys, now, what with Aubameyang's situation coming up, and and this is how we handle, depending on how we handle it, depending on which way you look at it, should we have? So the question I want to pose to you guys: should we have sold Alexis Sanchez to Man City when we had the chance, when they tabled that £60 million on the table? Should we have sold Alexis rather than keep him? Because if your answer to that question is yes, then surely maybe selling Aubameyang, so to avoid that situation, because I don't want to swap Aubameyang for any shitty player. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to swap him for any shitty player. Listen, we swapped Alexis Sanchez for Mkhitaryan. Now that to me was, look, it hasn't worked out. So I just want to pose the question: should we have sold Alexis Sanchez when we had the chance? And if your answer to that is yes, then surely your answer to letting Aubameyang go in the summer, should we let him go to avoid that same scenario? Because listen, that scenario is approaching again with our best player. Do we let him go on a free and maybe not get a money? Or do we take the 35 million or 40 million? Now, I know 35 to 40 million is not a lot for Aubameyang considering his pedigree. But listen, 40 million's better than nothing, or better than getting somebody else's cast off like we did with Mkhitaryan. And like we've done over the years, you know, we had Petr Cech from Chelsea. His best years were at Chelsea, not at Arsenal. We got Gallas from Chelsea. Again, hasn't worked out. We've had Sylvester from Man United. That didn't work out. So I'm fed up of getting teams cast-offs. I'm fed up of getting players when they're like, I'm fed up of getting good players when they're over the hill. I'd rather get good players when they're in their peak. So yeah, let me know what you guys think with that. Currently 6 people watching live. Do hit the subscribe button if you are new. Smash a like on this video. Now, my third and final question that I'm going to pose to you, and I know what most of you will probably say, but listen, I want to pose it to you, and then I'm going to get in some of your chats and have a bit of a discussion with you guys. Since Wenger left, has anything really improved at Arsenal? Sorry about that, my phone went off. So since Wenger has left, has Arsenal really turned a corner? Now, I don't think we have, in my personal opinion. I think we wasted time on Emery. We wasted too long on Emery. We had, yeah, I feel that if we'd have got Arteta when Wenger left, I think we would be in a much better position now than what we are in. I think we wasted too long on Emery. I think a lot of that was down to the fact that we went on a 22-game unbeaten run, which a lot of even I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Even I got sucked in by that 22-game unbeaten. I really had thought we'd turned a corner, and then shit went downhill from there, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, have we really turned a corner? Not at the moment. That's my personal opinion. But listen, I want to know what you guys think, and I know what most of you will probably say. But listen, I just thought I would throw these quickfire questions at you. Currently 7 people watching live, so thank you very much. So I wanted to post these questions to you. Now I'm going to get into some of your chats and answer some of your questions. I'm still working on it as well, trying to sort this moderator stuff out, because having a little play around with it the other day, but so yeah, I'm going to still trying to work on that. Afternoon to you, Melina. Hope you're good. Afternoon to you, Omar. Let me try. Let me try and. Hold on. What have I done here? Let me try and get back here. Whoa, you guys have put loads of chats in. Let's have a look. Hold on. Let me try and go back to this chat. I'm doing good, Omar. Sorry, my computer was doing weird things. Yeah, do you know what? Listen, I tell you what, guys. Tomorrow I'm going back to 3:30. Sorry for the confusion. Listen, I just thought I'd I'll come live. But listen, tomorrow I promise you I'll go back to the 3:30. Do you know what it is? And I'll be honest with you guys. I get to about 3:00, and I know the stream's coming up at 3:30, and I'm like, damn, I'm so bored trying to fill my time. So I was like, let me do the YouTube because I enjoy talking to you guys, and 2 years. A lot of you guys saying 2 years. Let me try here. Let's see. So Lee Hilton, thank you for joining me, saying it's really up to Auba. Let me try and... Jesus Christ. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Let me try and turn on here with this. There we go. So yeah, Melina, that would be a great deal. So she says the talks of Lacazette in exchange for Partey would be a good deal. Yeah, I agree. Amar says that he wants players that play for the football club instead of players that are unhappy. Yeah, I agree. I actually do think that we should be getting more consistent, players who want to play for this club. I think for too long we've just had players that are not committed, players that just don't care about Arsenal, and players that are just not professional. So yeah, we need to fix that. So 1999 says we should let him go, and then other players will step up. Yeah, I think Martinelli could certainly step up. So Omar doesn't think Arteta would be a success at the Emirates. Do you know what, Omar? Like, I'm not so sure. I think he can be a success. I just think several things need to happen. I think he needs the backing. I think he needs the support financially. And the only thing I will say is that if it doesn't work out with Arteta, and the same things come out that, I wasn't backed, then we have to look at the board, because you can't keep going through every manager saying the same thing. Well, if I'm not giving the finances, how do you want me to succeed? So let's just see what happens. I think he can be a success, but he needs the backing. That's the most crucial thing. So a lot of you guys saying you'll give him 2 years. Listen, I say 2 years to get in the Champions League, and then maybe 3 years, 4 years to be challenging. Let's see if there are any more down the bottom here. Chats. have a look. Afternoon to you, Grant. Hope you're well, mate. Afternoon to you, Troy. So Sylvester says more like Tweety Pie. Yeah. Omar says that we got worse since Wenger left. So 1999 says Wenger kept us consistently average. I agree with that. You know, Wenger did keep us consistently average. Yeah, I agree, Melina. Some players are washed up and need to go. Yep, they don't want to play for Arsenal, then they can ship out. Afternoon to you, Justice. Hope you're well, mate. Do smash the like button. Do smash the subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Melina says we got worse when Wenger left, and it just shows that Ozil's getting 350 grand a week and still not performing. Yeah, I agree. Listen, I think the club made a massive mistake in giving Ozil that contract. Like I said, I think they'd done it because they knew Alexis was going, and that's why I posed the question: do you think we should have sold Alexis when we had the chance? Because I think we should have. You know, I would have taken that 60 million, and I know it would have pissed off a lot of the fans, but if we'd have took that decision right with the Alexis deal, that would have shown me that the club were not okay. Yes, on one hand, they maybe would have got a backlash from the fans, but to me, that would have shown a ruthless and brave decision. And instead, they just went for the easy option of, oh, well, let's appease the fans. Let's keep him. But I think if we'd had sold him, had the 60 million, yes, we would have been out of striker. We would have been without a striker. We would have struggled. But ultimately, we would have had 60 million pound rather than Mkhitaryan. So that's just the way I think, you know. Oh yeah. On this day 2 years ago, Wenger stepped down. Yeah, Wenger stepping down was like a big orgasm. Do you know what I mean? It was like fucking hell. About time. About time. He needed to do that. You know what I mean? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So Gavin has asked me what my thoughts are on the stat DNA to buy players. Listen, I don't know. I think we massively messed up. I think the whole thing from top to bottom. I think we messed up. I think we should have got players who we know the talent's there, rather than going by all this scientific bullshit. Because it hasn't really worked out, has it? Afternoon to you, Liam. Yeah, that comment was hilarious. I'm going to read that out. Wait there. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Bungle. He said he remembers the days. when Arsenal had great players all over the pitch. Now it's just a case of spot the turd. That is brilliant. That is the comment of the stream. Uh, I still need to figure out how to do these moderators. It's really starting to frustrate me now that I can't do it. Let me read that question. Do I think Raul has too much power? That's an interesting one. If I'm being brutally honest, because when he come in, I thought, great, we've got ourselves a top guy here, to replace Gazidis. I thought we got ourselves a ruthless guy. And then last year with the comments before the Europa League final, players who go down to their last year of their contract, that's a thing of the past, not going to happen. And then obviously you can see where we are with Alba. I don't know, and then it sort of makes you think, well, they're not doing any. He's not the greatest guy in the world, and then they pull Pepe out the bag, which is, I don't know. I'm sort of on the fence a little bit with Raul. I'm yet to make a decision, a firm decision on him. I agree about the reference about not wanting David O'Leary on the board. I don't know. Listen, I am I'm yet to be convinced by him, but I'm yet to, I'm not going to sit here and go, he needs to go. I'm sort of, there needs to be a bit more time before I make a firm decision one way or the other. Let's have a look here. You think the board are the ones screwing up the managers? You watch do you know what? I watched the first episode of Sunderland Till I Die, and I've not watched another episode since. I need to go and watch that. I started watching Money Heist and fell asleep last night, so I need to go back and watch that again. And I also need to start getting through those seasons of Peaky Blinders, because if I before season 5 comes out. Afternoon to you, Kevin Mark. Thanks for subscribing. Really appreciate that, mate. What would I do with the defenders we have if another defender's coming in? Well, we already know that Saliba's coming in, don't we? Dear. Yeah, we already know that Saliba's coming in. We already know that Saliba's coming in. We don't know whether we're going in for Upamecano or what's happening there. But yeah, I think a few of them defenders are going to get shipped out. I've seen a report as well today. I read it that apparently Mari wants to stay at Arsenal. Now, would you guys keep him? I suppose we haven't really seen enough of him yet. But I've seen that he wants to stay. Omar says it's about to rain again. It's nice and sunny here in the UK. I think Liam says he remembers the day that Wenger stepped down. He was having a shit day, but Wenger leaving cheered him up. I think most people felt like that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Do smash a like button, guys. Do smash the subscribe. Sorry, apologies if I go quiet. It's because I'm reading your comments and it's listen. You guys put a lot of them in. Have a look. Have a look here. Nobody wanted Wenger to stay. I think towards the end, I think that was true. Nobody did want him to stay. So Grant says he knew Raul was a fraud because Barca don't get rid of you. Barcelona, sorry. That's speech reading it out. Weird. Tell you what, my speech software has been moving mad as well. It's been the way it pronounces certain things is ridiculous. But yeah, he was saying that Barcelona don't let him go if you know, if you're a decent. Hey, what? I don't know about you guys, but I tell you what, I'm getting fed up with this lockdown now. It's just getting boring. Have a look. Have a look. Right, let's go back up here and see how long I've been going for. I think I've been going for quite some time. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm probably going to end this stream now. And enjoy the rest of my evening. Enjoy the rest of my afternoon, sorry, as it's only just not far to 4 o'clock. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this moderator thing with my speech software. I remember doing it. Yeah, I remember doing it on here. I remember doing it on here before, or I remember actually hitting a button and it coming up with it in the options. So, but unfortunately, I've completely forgotten how to do it. Wow, 9 people watching live. Do hit the subscribe button if you're new, and do share the content. Apologies, it's been a little bit of a weird stream, but yeah, it's just one of them days, you know. It is one of them days where you just lose your train of thought and stuff. But thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow with my stream. I'm going to go back to 3:30. Listen, I apologize that the last couple of streams have been earlier than 3:30. But listen, that was more to do with the fact that I had nothing to do and I wanted to go and talk to you guys. But yeah, I will go back to 3:30. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you all soon.